This is a video response to Wrath of Jesus. His video entitled Atheism is for Idiots. I'm going to go over this point by point. Let's hear what he has to say.
A is for apple, B is for banana, and atheism is for idiots. Atheists say that humans evolved from monkeys, and it...
Alright, first of all, Wrath of Jesus. Atheism doesn't say that. Evolution says that. Alright, point against you for that one. And it's not monkeys. It's a wow, this is a fun one. This is a fun topic. Common ancestry with our fellow great apes, as in the gorilla, orangutan, chimpanzees, just to name three. So that if we actually went back in time, we would start out with the same. They would be brothers and cousins and stuff to humans. They split off into different species over a time which took millions of years. Example. Evolution is still happening, okay? You are a transitional being between your parents and, if you have children or will ever have children, them. You're a transition between them. Now, if we were to go into the future, let's say, I don't know, 20 million years, if this planet would be around that long, maybe, maybe not, then humans would actually look different than they do today. We might be overall much taller, smaller, genetically statured to be much larger. It could be anything. It's all environmentally based. We actually might lose a lot of mass in our physical being and have a lot more to do with computers, not like we know them today, but we might actually get to a point where we infuse our own minds into... It's environmental. We change over time, just like a virus does, just like cockroaches do. The pesticides we used for them 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago does not have the same effect. They built an immunity over generations. Gradual mutations leading into different things. You get that? Yes, they are still a cockroach. But in a simple form, over a very short amount of time, their immune systems have changed. These mutations that are turning them into a different cockroach than they were 20 generations ago, 100 generations ago, 1,000 generations ago. If you go back and look at the fossil records, cockroaches used to be a lot bigger. They still are cockroaches, but they have changed into a completely different kind. Going on.
Took millions and millions and millions of years. But monkeys don't live that long. Duh.
Bravo. No, you're correct. They do not live that long. The species does, not the individual. And those chimpanzees, not from the descended from the same primate family, were different a million years ago, 10 million years ago, and so on down the line. The modern chimpanzee is not even what it used to be. The orangutan, the gorilla, anything and everything you see has changed over time. The species, not the individual. Gradual steps. And we can get away with doing that with how old the actual Earth really is.
Show me one monkey that's a million years old and maybe I'll believe you. Do your grandparents look more like a monkey than you do? Why did evolution all of a sudden stop? It's like we were evolved.
Evolution didn't stop. It's still happening. If you actually did research real research, you'd actually be able to make a more interesting argument. This is grade school ignorance at best.
And evolving from monkeys over time, and then all of a sudden it stopped. The reason why it stopped is because we have scientists to test theories now.
Those scientists are the ones who proved evolution.
And observed data. It's just like UFO sightings stopped as soon
They didn't stop.
as they invented cameras.
UFO sightings stopped because they invented cameras. Actually, Brainiac, they got bigger. UFO, unidentified flying object, does not necessarily mean it comes from outer space, which is, I'm sure, where you were going with that. A UFO can be anything that you cannot identify from the ground that is flying in the air. Hence, unidentified flying object. We have even more sightings these days than we ever have. Check your facts. But I will say this. A lot of them are photoshopped. I've got no problem with that. But there are still a lot of things that are unaccounted for.
You need to believe that Jesus sent his one and only Son to die for our sins.
Jesus sent his only Son.
You need to stop believing in all this evolution crap. All these evolutionary theories are a lie from Satan's butt.
Can you prove that? A, that it's a lie, and B, can you prove Satan? Can you do that? Because we can prove evolution. It's been happening for decades and decades and decades.
Jesus sent his Son to die for you. I told an atheist that once, and he said, wasn't it God who sent his Son? But don't you get it? Jesus is God. Honed.
But don't you get it? Jesus is God. Wow. Wrath of Jesus. If you're going to make a video, check your facts. Do a little bit of research. Just a little bit. I can actually put my 11-year-old daughter on here, and she can find the facts a lot easier than you can. This is horrid. You pwned yourself. Anyway, here's another video I saw you do, and I'm gonna get ready to do a response to that one too. So I'll be back in a minute.